Let us discuss today's paper, that is 1st October 2015. The first important issue is Compensatory Afforestation Bill 2015, which is pending in the Parliament. Let us try to understand this bill. It creates a fund and an authority. This fund, it exists at the union level and the state level, authority also at the central level and the state level. So, the fund majorly consists of the money which has come from or which has come in the route of compensation to provide for land, forest land diverted for other infrastructure projects. So under Forest Conservation Act 1980, any forest which is diverted for any other developmental activity, they have to grow, or they have to provide the equal amount of land for afforestation, or they have to provide for the necessary amount to the government. Now these funds have accumulated to the tune of 40,000 plus crores. Now, how these funds are utilized? There is an ad hoc establishment both at the union and the state level. And even this ad hoc establishment has come up after the Supreme Court directive. So this bill, it provides for a permanent structures and an authority both at the center and state level to manage the bill. Now in this context, this article talks about challenges or else the wrong side of this particular bill. First thing is, it talks about wildlife conservation and also it tries to provide or rejuvenate the forests through artificial samplings, etc. So if you can clearly see, forest is an ecosystem. So any reforestation program, it can kill the diversity. So it disrupts the landscape connectivity and also leads to land fragmentation. It means the fringes of the forest will be opened and these fringes will provide access to new sources of exploitation. And the second thing is, the bill takes development and forest conservation as a trade-off between these two. Now, that is the reason why it also assumes that the reforestation is an easy exercise, or creation of an ecosystem is an easy exercise. There needs enough time to be invested on this creation of an ecosystem, and also it can be made much broad. It shall consist of protection of the wildlife. It also shall consist of protection of endangered species, marine ecosystems, coastal ecosystems. Everything can be brought with regard to the scope of this particular fund. These are the suggestions. And the second is development and security. Recently, across the Naxal affected areas, the government is trying to establish low intensity mobile connected areas. So in this connection, what is happening is this: the development and connectivity is going into the hinterlands over here. So the tribal population through road and mobile connectivity, it can provide new opportunities for economic benefits or new opportunities for economic growth. The major challenge here is this: people there see these mostly as tools for the encroachment of the authority of the state, or they see it as tools for extension of the authority of the state rather than. So in this context, they generally oppose any such initiative from the side of the state. So representative institutions, making them partners in development, penetration of the democracy and political parties in these areas, and building an anti-insurgency and anti-terroristic strategy or anti-Naxal strategy on strong social foundations of the development is very critical. So what we need to do here is we have to focus more and more on healthcare, educational delivery, etc. in these areas. So then the real development and the real sense of existence of the state will be seen by these extremist groups and also the tribal population over there. And the next is Aadhaar card. So with what is the use in in the elections? So if you see, there are huge migrant labor. These people enjoy the vote or keep their votes both at their native places and also their migrant places, migrant urban areas. It is leading to a huge number of bogus votes. They are, to an extent, they can even influence the electoral outcome. So in this context, the photo identity card can only curtail a voting by other person or misuse of a vote by another person. But Aadhaar card can ascertain the exact person is voting, and also it can take up these bogus votes issue. So the duplicate votes can be done away with. And the second thing is, any person who has completed the 18 years of age, he can be automatically provided with a right to vote, and it simplifies the process of updation of the electoral rolls. So that's why introducing the Aadhaar card into the election system is recommended by this article. And next is Pakistan raises the K word, and Pakistan has given, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has given 4 important solutions to the India-Pakistan peace process. So what are they? Ending the firing at LOC, line of control, and respecting the 2003 ceasefire agreement. So the ceasefire agreement has to be supervised by military observers from United Nations. And next is no use of force agreement between two countries, demilitarization of Kashmir, mutual withdrawal of the troops from Siachen. So these are the 4 steps which are recommended by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in the UN. But however, it's a double-edged sword. So he's trying to bring in an international involvement on a bilateral issue between India and Pakistan, that is Kashmir, which Pakistan itself has agreed in Shimla conference. And the next is India to hold G20 chair. You all know that the G20 acts more like a forum and it has no organizational setup. It means it will not have any headquarters of its own. So every country, it holds that particular headquarters, temporary headquarters for 1 year. So China is for this year, next it goes to Germany. And in 2018, India is going to hold the G20 chair and the conference likely to be held in New Delhi. So these are the few things in today's newspaper. Let's make a quick recapitulation. Compensatory afforestation bill. It tries to create a fund which consists of money collected against the diverted forest land for developmental purposes. So this bill tries to provide a permanent mechanism how to use this fund. So it is trying to talk about creation of an artificial forest or artificial samplings in the forest which can kill the ecosystem and biodiversity. In Maharashtra itself, this afforestation programs, they are only successful in 12% of the cases. So this is not a viable idea. So the funds can be used for restoration of the natural forests rather than growing the artificial saplings. That is what is the essence of the article. And next is Aadhaar card can be used as a source for the verification of the voters and updating of the electoral rolls is the second article. And the third article, G20 is going to host India. And also we have seen about that development has to be based on social foundations. Our anti-terror strategy, our anti-Naxal strategy in the tribal belts, it has to be based on social foundations where health educational improvement can help the people. And finally, we have seen this particular Italian person, he was killed in Bangladesh. It shows Islamic State has got an entry into South Asia. So it is an issue which has to be concerned to everyone. The reason is this. The growing Hindu right-wing fundamentalism and establishment of strong insecurity among the minorities. All these also make India as a ground for this. And the growth of social media and technology is breeding the ideology of Islamic State, which is based on Wahhabism or Saudi Arabia's version of Salafism. So in this context, gearing up our security forces to this new challenge and also creating a new legal framework to control the spread of their ideology. And the third thing is to identify the factors that are leading to the disaffection among minority youth, who can become the source of strength for the Islamic State. All these will hold good for India. So these are the important articles for today. So visit www.laex.in and download my notes for today's articles. And it is prepared, and try to take a printout and read that. If you have any doubt, you can send an email to me to that purpose. Thank you.